Hello, vinyl community. Good evening. It's Doodad Dave's Record Reviews. I'm a little late on this one, but please forgive me because we got a good one. We're up to the S's now, working our way backward through the alphabet. And tonight is Bruce Springsteen. Yes. The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. His second album on Columbia, 1973. That's the front, that's the back. Let me introduce the band. So you got Clarence there, the big man next to Bruce. And then the great keyboard player David Sanchez, who went on to do some nice fusion work in the 70s after he left the band. Vinny Lopez on drums, that of course got replaced by Max Weinberg by Born to Run. And then the bass player Gary Talent, the professor Federici, and Gary Talent, the bass player with long hair. He had short hair by the time he was famous with the band, but he had long hair back then. And Danny Federici, the professor on the organ. So of those people, I believe Bruce is still around. Of the E Streeters, Clarence passed away, and I believe Danny Federici passed away. I think Roy Battan. Roy Battan was the professor, not Danny Federici. This was recorded in near me, because I live in Westchester, Blauvelt, which is across the river at 914 Studios over there. I'll show you the vinyl, which is the wonderful Columbia red label. Springsteen wrote all the songs on it, and it's got a favorite that I was listening to, Rosalita, which is one of his big encore songs, many times. Encored with Rosalita. It also has a song called 4th of July, Asbury Park, which is a beautiful ballad. Mazzy, who's in the VC community, did a nice thing when he was talking about his favorite songs. I'll keep Bruce here. I got my Bruce shirt on from the 2003 tour. I went with my daughter and my wife to that. My son was too young for that out at Giant Stadium. And I believe that was 2003 would have been an anniversary of the album. I guess the 30th anniversary, right? 73, 83, 93, 2003, yep. And they did Kitty's Back, and they did Rosalita, and I think he played 4th of July. I think he played another song from the album as well. So why do I love this album? So Sandy, there's a song on here with my wife's name on it, 4th of July, Asbury Park, in parentheses, Sandy. And then I'll go through all the cuts. E Street Shuffle, which he named his band after. 4th of July, Asbury Park, Santa. I mentioned Kitty's Back, which is great, which I believe is a song about cats, which is interesting, long before the musical. Wild Billy's Circus Story, which has kind of a oompa polka band feel to it. Incident on 57th Street, which is beautiful. Rosalita and New York Serenade. Very melodic, drenched in beautiful strings and saxophones, and the types of things that make Springsteen famous later on. But I think the songwriting and the heartfelt performing on here, as Rosalita Come Out Tonight. I never really noticed that there was another part to Rosalita. I always used to call it Rosalita. So this is one of my favorite bands from the S that was tough because, it's Steely Dan. I was going to pick Spirit. There's a lot of good S's out there. Sting. But I think this album kind of sums it up. And next week we will go to the R's. So it will be something again from the 70s. I'm pretty much stuck in the 70s for a lot of these albums, because that's where I started really getting hardcore into collecting vinyl and playing it and going to concerts. That's what I wanted to mention. So shows that I saw with Bruce. The first time I believe I saw him was at the Uptown Theater. It was the Darkness to the Edge of Town tour, so probably 75. And that was incredible. We played 3 hours, encored with Rosalita, so that's why that's one of my faves. And then he came to my college. I went to Northwestern, and it was Thanksgiving weekend, and I actually had front row seats, which was crazy. I had 2 tickets. I couldn't give the other one away because everybody either had tickets or they were going away for Thanksgiving weekend. So there I was in the front row watching the Boss. That was great. I think that was 78. And I think he was starting to do some of the songs from the River at that point, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. He certainly did all of the Darkness at the Edge of Town and 10th Avenue Freeze Out, Jungle Land, did a lot of stuff from Born to Run as well. So that's Bruce the Boss in a nutshell. The Uptown Theater in Chicago, just, one more thing, it was a smaller venue, obviously a lot smaller than Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium with 80,000 people, where I last saw him in 2003. I can't believe it's been 19 years. But those shows in the 70s, he's playing 3,000 foot halls. The Uptown was equivalent, I guess, to the Beacon. So it was really a more intimate experience and really fantastic. He really brought his A game with his Fender Telecaster and the E Street Band, all the original members. So that's it pretty much for Bruce. Thank you all for listening. And please like, subscribe, comment down below. Dave. So records reviews. And I'll see you next week for another review, moving down to the R's. All right, take care.